I texted Matthew the other day just a copy of my Sweeney Todd saying I was getting prepared, and he just wrote back, "Popping pussies into pies," and I was like, "Dear Lord, I hope that's from the movie."
I finally
Watched.
I finally
Watched.
I
finally
watched. I
finally
watched.
I finally
Watched.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of I Finally Watched. I'm Milan.
And this is David, and today I finally watched Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
I struggled through this. It's not like I stopped it and started it over at any point. I watched it all the way through. I struggled starting this.
Yeah, you made that clear.
I it's not my favorite musicals, and I think everyone knows who watched any of our episodes in March know that I love musicals. And it might be because this movie brings back some sour memories of a relationship that I had. And it's funny too because watching this again, I then remembered how much she quoted this movie, and I was just like, cringe. I don't like this at all. But in watching this time, I was trying to remove myself from it, and I was thinking, okay, aesthetically, it's a mood, right? Like it's a whole damn mood. It's a whole visual commitment that Tim Burton put himself in with this, with like the CGI city and all the zooms out and zoom in, and you get a feel for that in the opening credits too, where actually, it kind of almost reminded me of 300 in a way,
Okay.
with the use of like the blood and the CGI and how everything is a little cartoony, a comic booky, if you will. But the criticism that I still had with it, where I don't think any of the songs are that catchy, I don't think some of the singers are that good, and we can get into that later. And the overall story just doesn't appease to me. It's not my kind of movie. But for someone who likes this kind of genre, likes this kind of emo mood board aesthetic or whatever you want to call it, I can completely see how this is like your shtick, how you totally dig this.
So part of the reason we did this is my friend Matthew, who I don't know if I would call him like that he listens to every episode, but he every time he brings it up, it's when are you going to do Sweeney Todd?
Well, Matthew,
I just texted him, "Why do you love Sweeney Todd?" And he says, "Is this a critique on the movie or for research purposes?" Because I wanted to ask, I wanted to ask, like, why is your reason for loving it? Make it. So we'll see if he gets anything back to me. But so I was aware when this movie came out, didn't get around to seeing it. I bought like the DVD steelbook of it back then, got rid of it, still had never watched it. I bought it for purposes of this. And I in the month of March when we did musicals, I am not the hugest fan of musicals, but I like really good ones. I think my favorite being Les Mis, and that is because the songs are so damn catchy. There is not a bad song in Les Mis. I had trouble, as you alluded to, connecting to the songs in this. I did not realize that this is based off of a Stephen Sondheim play.
yeah.
He's pretty good at writing songs. And I think the issue after seeing that, and also the runtime of this movie, hour and 56 minutes, clearly you can't encompass an entire play in under 2 hours. And
Everything kind of felt disjointed and rushed, especially since the outcome of this being like, okay, Sweeney Todd kills the people, she makes pies out of the people. And the point where you get to that point in the movie is like an hour 10 into the movie, and you have 40 minutes left. You're like, well, where has this movie gone?
yeah, you focus a lot before we get to that part of it, which you think is going to be like the sort of the best part of it. You rushed through that part to then get to the end. But what I was saying about the songs is I feel like we never really got enough time to like let those songs become like sort of earworms and get into us and be like, oh, I love that song. So when a refrain hit, I'm like, oh, that's supposed to be like Lovely Women. That's supposed to be like a banger that I keep thinking about. And it wasn't. And I think that's because of like the truncated nature of the movie. I I was so on the movie. I think the ending really sort of saves it. And this is kind of funny. So I was taking notes and then I had to stop. I had to run to the post office and I had watched like a good chunk of this and hadn't taken any notes. So then while I'm waiting in line at the post office, I start writing down notes. And then as I'm writing down, like, oh yeah, he killed that homeless woman. And I was like, fuck, that homeless woman was his wife.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that all the clues were there this entire time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, and it just like kind of as I was running through in my head, I was like, oh, I guess that's kind of obvious. And I was like, well, no, it's not. And it was planned really well.
The thing that stuck out for me for that is that how Helena Barnum Carter was always
What
trying
was
to
that? What was that name?
Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah, there was. Okay, yeah, that is okay. You said it correct the first time, I guess. Yeah.
Um, how she was telling the little boy to always kick the old woman out of the shop.
Yes, she was like an heir to the Barnum and Bailey circus, is what. Yeah. So anyway,
Oh,
yeah,
you think I said Barnum and Carter?
Helena Helena Barnum Carter. So yes, that part of it, the fact that that woman was so interested in what went on in that restaurant, the fact that the only reason we know she's died because he's coming back thinking like, oh, I'm going to get my wife back. Oh no, she poisoned herself. The only person that's told her that is
Right, and
Helena Bonham
also
Carter.
she's the woman that came up to I know him as Vecna from Stranger Things.
Every note I have says Vecna does this. Vecna
Jamie
does
Campbell. Jamie Campbell, that's his name. She's the one that comes up to Jamie Campbell to be like, "Hey, I'm gonna warn you about the judge with the war with his ward and the girl, right?" And it's like she was interested in that scenario too because that's her daughter.
Right. And so the movie also doesn't like dwell on any of that too much. But then, the fact that Helena Bonham Carter is like very quickly in love with the Johnny Depp character, like all those things, I think that's actually like a pretty great twist. I don't know. Did you see it coming?
I had my, I mean, I've seen this before.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But I forgot that was the twist. But I was kind of looking for something, and so I kind of saw it. As soon as he killed her, I was like, okay, it's her.
Well, yeah, the same. So, and like so I had stopped right at the point where he kills.
Because why put so much emphasis on this random character, right? Unless
Correct.
it had to be someone who played a major role in the plot. We just don't know it yet.
Yeah. So as I'm like thinking about it, I was like, oh shit, right, that's her. And I think that is a very cool twist. I wish that the movie was done in such a way, if you're going to make it a musical, you need to focus on the music in a way that makes me love the music. Because I think the music is probably, if you watch the entire play, you probably will eventually be like, oh yeah, this is great. But in this version of it, it was just a little bit difficult. I did read that Stephen Sondheim has said this is the only one of his one of his plays made into a movie that he likes, that he thinks is good.
I mean, it's not bad. Like I said, it's not my aesthetic, but
it's very highly rated, and like a bunch of people on, like I read one comment on here that was like, this is the last great Tim Burton movie.
Okay, buddy. I don't know about that, but maybe. I will say the best songs, the songs that kind of. Also, don't you feel like, and I'm not saying anything bad about the songwriting here. God knows I can't write a song, but like the bump da 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 dun da dun da 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 da, like that to me is so repetitive. It doesn't stick in my head.
Well, you were that was just Les Mis.
No, but see, that's the point.
Master of the house, keeper of the keys. It's also funny having those two in this. You have the Lovely Women song, which reminds me of Lovely Ladies, but it's not the same. I was telling you before, this movie reminds me so much of like a bizarro Les Mis, right? Because it's set in this time period where like rich and powerful people can just have poor people like disappeared, right? Similar to Les Mis, like they can use their power in a way to where a very small crime is like, all right, you just lose your life. You have this guy who is keeping this woman away because of what he did, but it's actually in this sense, it's sort of the reverse. He sent the father away, and like, I don't know. And then this guy who went to jail for no reason, similar to Les Mis, like all that, like making that connection. But it's just, I thought Les Mis obviously is a much better musical. And like, if this is gonna be a musical, make it a musical. It kind of like was half and half. There is a lot more talking in this than I guess what I would have expected in what's supposed to be a musical.
But it's sing-songy talky, I think, too, right? Especially when you have some of these musical numbers have such little time in between each other that the dialogue that connects the two are kind of sing-songy. Do you see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like when Helena comes off of a music number and like you're about to go into another one about, 3 minutes later, she goes off of the cadence of like she's still singing, but it's talk.
right, right. So the Sweeney Todd character too is interesting. So I was reading that like originally this was just a guy who was like greedy, right? This was just a business to have these bodies so that the Helena Bonham character could make money out of pies. And that he just had a chair that would throw them down there, and then if they didn't die from breaking their neck, which I actually thought that part of it was pretty cool, just seeing like the bodies just like collapse as they hit the ground. Like,
What did it surprise you how gory this movie is?
no, I will say too, as like a horror movie, it sort of seems to be like so in the middle, and then the kills are so just sort of mechanical.
Hmm.
It's the same way every time. So to me, I guess what I'm pointing at, because I'm not a big guy like, oh, I want to see people killed, but like, no, it just was very. It sort of got repetitive at a point, and then to say I like the movie, but it's not horror enough for horror fans. It's not musical
Musical enough
enough,
for music fans, yeah.
right? It's sort of in the middle, but I still liked it. And it's
I
funny.
think
It's
it romanticizes this horror, this gore, this killing, but also like not enough. Well, I mean, I guess I stand corrected. I mean, you said it's rated very highly, and I know someone who liked it a lot. You know, someone in your life who liked it a lot, who likes it a lot. Uh, but for me, it's just kind of mid, to use a new generation slang.
yeah, you've been doing that a lot lately. I'm not a big fan of it. The other thing about this is the main character is so unlikable, and obviously you feel bad for him, what happened to him. But one, we don't really focus on the bad thing that happened to him. It is very quickly presented in a flashback. And then for the rest of the movie, he's like an unlikable curmudgeon, obviously for reasons, and then just sort of bloodthirsty, just killing not even bad people, but just killing almost for the sake of killing at certain points, right? Like Sacha Baron Cohen had it coming. Obviously, the judge had it coming. Wormtail had it coming. Uh, but then all these
He
other
had it
people,
coming.
yeah,
He had it coming.
I don't know what that is. Is that a song in the movie?
That's a song from, what is it? It's not Chicago. It's a different musical. Whatever.
Oh, anyway, that's a song that's stuck in your head, but not anything in here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was gonna say. Well, hold on. Off of what you're saying about he's not a likable character, I agree with you. I feel like this movie is almost kind of like Fight Club, where people who are on Sweeney Todd's side doesn't understand the point of the movie, because at the end the message is like he let greed take over him and it bit him in the ass, right?
To the point of where he couldn't even see his wife in front of him. I mean, that's another line too. Do you remember what she looks like? And he's like, I remember her blonde hair or yellow hair. And it's so then when he kills her, and then he doesn't realize it's her until he sees her in the light, and like
Right.
the dust is off of her. Having said that, he's such an unlikable character when he stabs the judge, because like Sweeney Todd's unlikable, the judge and his little protege are pure evil. and you're like, I don't. We didn't get enough of. It's Beetle is his name, but I just kept calling him Wormtail from Harry Potter. You don't get enough of his murder. You just sort of see his body flop. Which also, by the way, you're just like, hey, we need someone to look like the most disgusting, subhuman. Is Timothy Spall doing anything? Can we get him in for this movie?
You know who they should have used Timothy Spall for is for Mole Man in the latest Fantastic Four. How do you feel? We have two actors from Les Mis. We have two actors from Harry Potter.
3,
Three actors from Harry Potter.
4.
Four actors from Harry Potter. Who?
So Helena Bonham, Alan Rickman, Timothy Spall is Wormtail, and then Vecna in like a flashback sort of thing or whatever. I don't even remember him. He plays Grindelwald in like a small scene.
But is that in the Harry Potter series or is that in the
It's
Fantastic Beasts?
It's in Harry Potter, and then Johnny Depp is him in
It's in
Fantastic
Fantastic
Beasts.
Beasts. Yeah. I was gonna say Jamie is also in Twilight, so we have like big franchise players here. I think for me the most memorable songs, and I could not even sing you the tune. That's the point I'm trying to make, is that I can't even begin to sing you the tune, but I remember the impact that they had on me when they were playing. I feel like the most memorable songs is "The Worst Pies in London"
Okay.
and "Epiphany."
Now, you know it is a very smart decision they made, because you're just looking at this. The mom, like the wife character, and beggar slash Lucy slash beggar woman, which I'm glad I did not like look her up as I'm watching the movie to give away the twist, because that would have fucking sucked. But her and Joanna are sort of like Joanna. This was her first Jane Weisener. This was her first role, and then like if you had had a very recognizable actress for the wife slash beggar, that would have been obviously a huge mistake, because like you would have realized it right away.
Yeah, but the movie does a now that I'm thinking about it, the movie does a really obvious job of hiding her face.
From and as the movie goes along, you see it a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you find it weird that she's like on the other side of the street looking up at Sweeney Todd and being like, mischief, mischief, mischief is, that song?
Well,
It's like, why does she give a fuck so much? And now it makes
it
sense.
smells like dead bodies, and she like lives around this area.
That's what they wanted you to think.
Well, she does say, "Oh, you look familiar," as she's getting her throat sliced, which is obviously the biggest, pun intended, dead giveaway. But I think, I don't know. I think at this point we can get started, even though we've kind of covered a lot of ground. So I guess the unstated part of this is he's coming back on a ship from Australia where he spent 15 years. Like, I guess that's from the play. And him and Vecna just chopping it up on the boat. I guess one of them went overboard. And then we get the song, basically like London fucking sucks. Like,
Mhm.
and everyone here is like,
I mean, I couldn't even think of a good place in 1854 or something like that. That would be good. I mean, disease is like rampant and there's no vaccines yet. And yeah, it sucks. The world sucks.
He then meets up with Helena Bonham Carter. And by the way, I texted Matthew the other day, just a copy of my Sweeney Todd saying I was getting prepared. And he just wrote back, "Popping pussies into pies." And I was like, dear Lord, I hope that's from the movie. I didn't really, I sort of vaguely remembered as the movie was going on that, oh yeah, she was like using, like when she's mentioned cats, I was like, oh, she uses human meat for the pies. Like I forgot about that part of it.
Yeah. And then before that, she was using like basically roadkill.
Correct. Yeah, just whatever she
Worst
could.
pies in London.
I thought that was the best song so far, 2 songs in. I like Helena Bonham. It's funny, like you don't think she has like a traditionally great voice, but she has such an interesting singing voice, and it sounds so much like her voice. Whereas then you have Johnny Depp singing, it sounds so much like his voice, and it's not as powerful. It doesn't work.
It's his voice doing an English accent.
True, as the only like non-English person in the movie.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna cast an English non-English, it's gonna be Johnny Depp. I will say, Helena Bonham Carter is the best thing about this movie. Like I can say that pretty securely. I'm pretty confident that she is the most entertaining part of the movie.
She is. I also like Sacha Baron Cohen. I think he's pretty great for his little bit. So
Yeah, but he
Matthew
has such a small part.
so Matthew answered me. He said he went into this movie blind and he sort of like rolled his eyes at the idea of it being a musical. But what he loved about it is that every character has such an integral part of the story that he could like watch it from a different POV every time. And then he also said the ending blew his mind because he didn't see any of it coming. And just he also said that the ending is just perfect, where like nobody wins, which is true. Of the main characters of this movie, the only survivors are Joanna, Toby, and then Anthony Vecna. And like the movie doesn't even give you the satisfaction of
No,
the
it doesn't.
of like Vecna holding her on a boat or like in a carriage as they're getting out of London. Like you can assume, obviously, because there's no one there to stop it anymore. But yeah, it's like we're not even going to show it to you.
Well, you know how it ends, right? It ends on that shot of him bleeding out on her face and he's like hunched over holding her body. And it's a really fucking cool shot. He's lit
Cool.
only on one side with the furnace going and he's dead and she's dead and blood is spilling everywhere. It's really cinematic and beautiful. And I'm just guessing Tim Burton is like watching this shot in like post and he's like, so do I end the movie here on this fucking cool shot? Or do I give the audience some satisfaction with what's happening in the B story? And I'm going to end it on this fucking cool shot.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I want to skip ahead. He rents a room upstairs, but I want to skip ahead to when Vecna is watching Joanna. I at first thought it was Lily Depp, but I guess like the timeline obviously doesn't make sense on that. She wouldn't be
She would
old
have been
enough
like
for
0.
5 years old, whatever. But when the judge, Alan Rickman, brings him in, he's like, "You gandered at her." He's like, "No, sir." He's like, "You gandered." Then like has the shit beat out of him and thrown out. It's pretty funny little bit, and then he's just like, "But that I will not be deterred."
You will rue the day you were born if you ever come back here.
Yep. And then we go to Sacha Baron Cohen, his introduction, which is great. I will say, the first time you see Toby, I was like, that kid fucking sucks. Like, he's not very good. But throughout the movie, he is a lot better. The opening scene, I was like, I don't know. Is this like, what's the direction going on this? Like, he didn't.
The funniest part is when he's eating pies and he's like, "Yeah, I gotta be truthful," and he takes off the wig. He's like, "This is fucking hot."
Yeah. He's great in the rest of it. The opening, I was like, oh, how much have we seen of this kid? And I just like that they're in the crowd. He's like, I think the elixir is pissed. And he's like, who said that? He's like, it was me. I'm pretty sure this is pissed.
I like the setup too, where the best barber have like a shave off and he has Wormtail judge it. Because at this point, he wants to be in business for the revenge, but he has no way for getting popular enough that people would want to go see him yet. And this is like the perfect setup for him to have like the way, not just to get the business, but for the judge to become aware of him.
Correct. And then like, so he gets the $5, and then skipping ahead when Sacha Baron Cohen stops by and he's like, I'm going to need my $5 back. And also, yeah, I'm not Italian. And then we find out that he used to work for him. I thought we'd get like a flashback of that, but I guess we're all out of flashbacks from this point on in the movie.
Are we? I guess we are.
And then
I also like the line from Helena Bonham Carter where she's like, planning the plan is half the fun.
right.
And we see that throughout. Like, she masterminded this whole thing with basically setting him up to not recognize his wife.
Yeah, and she kind of fucked him over too, because so he kills Sacha Baron Cohen, then like has to slit his throat once he's in the thing, and she comes in and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, you're just killing people now?" And he's like, "Well, no, he blackmailed." She's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool." Then the judge comes in after sentencing a child to death and saying he wants to marry Joanna, and
That
all
was
that.
fucking funny, right?
Yeah, you don't even see the
He's
kid
like
admit
8
the
years
end.
old and
Yeah.
he's like, to death by hanging.
Yeah. So he's like, "Oh, you need a shave if you're gonna win Joanna over." So he goes, and the funniest part is he's singing a song to Sweeney Todd about how much he wants to fuck his daughter.
Also, can we say Alan Rickman, the Russell Crowe of singing?
No, I thought he was. I liked his singing. So
Really?
you're saying it's if you're saying similar to Russell Crowe that you can recognize its weaknesses but still enjoyed it, then yeah, I would agree with that.
That is pretty close to what I was saying.
Okay, yeah, it's limited, but I liked it. I liked it more than Johnny's. Uh, by the way, I want to say this earlier. Johnny Depp, you know how IMDb does the top 4 known for? Do you know what Johnny
Yeah.
Depp's are?
Ooh, I would have to say, well, obviously Captain Jack is probably number one.
Which movie?
The what? Captain Jack, Pirates of the Caribbean.
He's been in 4 of them.
Oh, so his top four is all four movies.
So it is Pirate 1, Pirates 2, Pirates 3, and Sweeney Todd, which I find
No way, really?
to be a little bit ridiculous given like
Well, I mean, think about it though. What other movie outside the Pirates franchise would you know Johnny Depp from? Iconically.
Black Mass.
No, but you wouldn't know him iconically.
Had the Rum Diary, although that seemed to derail his life doing that one.
Yeah, I'm a Secret Window, but that's not even a
Dude,
top.
Have you seen Secret Window?
Yeah,
I don't want to spoil. I don't want you to say anything about the ending of Secret Window. The fucking ending of Secret Window is fucking great.
yeah, it's bonkers.
I
It's
don't know
great.
if that movie's good, but the ending makes it amazing.
We should do it. We should do it one day.
Yeah, well, we would just talk about the ending. So back to this one. Because Helena, I'm making a whole point, but Helena Bonham Carter tells him you need to wait, you need to savor it, we need to plan it. He could have killed the judge immediately. This movie would have been 33 minutes long, but he's like takes his fucking time and allows Vecna to come back in.
Oh my god. I was like, you know what? This character could die, and I could not even feel anything. When Vecna runs in, he's like, she's agreed with to run off with me tonight. And
Oh, hi,
then,
Judge.
oh hi, Judge.
Yeah, and he's like, I had him, and he's like, everyone deserves to die. He's like, but if I'll never see Joanna, so he like sort of changes his mind. But this is kind of the point where he's showing like the revenge has almost taken over him wanting to see his daughter. In fact, throughout the movie, the revenge is the most important thing to him. He has lost sight of like, I have a kid. That's
Yeah, but
not.
not only that, like Vecna was like, hey, I will bring her over here. And seeing her becomes secondary. It's he's sitting in his mind palace thinking, okay, how can I kill the judge, right? And he's
Yeah,
like, what steps do I have to take to do this? And then he's like, I'll literally bring your daughter right to your feet, like right to your front door. She'll be here tonight. And he's like, okay, yeah, great. But how do I kill the judge? And he has her right in first of all, I don't know how you would even think that face belongs to a man, but
I
okay, whatever.
no, I mean, she actually has strong features, like, and her hair was up under the hat, like it made sense, but I mean, once again, it shows he's blinded.
But like, why was the homeless woman slash his wife in his shop? It's because she thought that her daughter was the boy, right? She kept yelling his name as she was chasing him in.
Yeah,
And then she heard the woman come in, and so she hid in the chest. But it would make more sense that if she actually recognized her daughter and was trying to chase her daughter up there.
no, yeah, but I think she put her hair in. That's actually maybe even like a continuity error. When she was running up, her hair might have been out a little bit, but also the woman probably spent more time with her daughter than what I mean. Like she would recognize her better than her husband.
Yeah, but I'm saying, was that why she was running into his shop? Is because she thought she saw the daughter, or was it because she wanted to get attention of the boy?
Or was like investigating more because she's been so enamored with what's going on up here. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
She had many reasons she could have. So the next song about what to do. Oh, it seems such a waste to get rid of this body, and then they're just singing a song about deciding who to kill next for food.
So that's Epiphany, and I think that's great, and I believe that's like out of all the musical numbers, it's probably the one that's like clipped the most on YouTube.
Yeah, that would make sense. So then the judge sends Joanna away. Vecna sees, and this leads to like a medley of Sweeney Todd building his chair, which is fucking great. I love he builds the chair, and there's just like a montage of him just slitting throats and sliding the chair back.
And then he
And
doesn't do it with guys with families.
also, the "City on Fire" song by the Beggar Woman, I think would be much better if we could hear like more of it. Just like so quick. But I thought that was a good song. It cuts to after this, the restaurant's booming, and then we get this like daydream from Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
This is the most uh
Tim Burton shit
yeah,
you've ever
absolutely,
seen.
yeah. Just
Yeah, it
the
reminded me of what's that other movie he did?
he's done quite a bit.
Yeah, that's a lot
Beetle,
like this.
you talking about Beetlejuice?
It is very like Beetlejuicy. Ooh, I don't
Ugh,
know,
oh god.
but circle back to me on that. But yeah, the beach scene in her daydream is quite stylized.
Yeah, and then on that famous like pier boardwalk, and just the whole time he's still like, ugh, I hate everything. So Vecna finds her in an asylum, and
Oh, that's right. It kind of reminded me of the aesthetic of Big Fish.
all right, thanks. There you go. I'm glad you looked it up.
Yeah.
Then so he sends Toby with a letter to lure the judge. Once again, I found your daughter. We can free her. Okay, but let's get the judge over here, as you were probably saying earlier. And then we get Toby coming in as sort of the wrench and everything, where he's like, "Hey, hey, I think this guy's up to no good, Mrs. Lovett. So we gotta, just let you know, you've saved my life. You've saved me from, this torment. So I want to protect you. And I think Sweeney Todd's up to no good.
Yeah, but talk about a character who needs to just like mind his fucking business.
He does. Also, why does he care so much about Sacha Baron Cohen? That guy was a complete dick to him.
Oh yeah, how he was like, "Oh, I think should really just stay here and wait for him."
No, but he's mad at the end because he's like, "Oh, you killed him." He sees the purse and he's like, "Oh, he killed him. Like, let's go to the police." It's like, your life has gotten better, man. You're getting meat pies all the time. You got a
Mhm.
mom figure. Just
I know what you meant, but out of context, that's hilarious.
his body has turned into a mom body
Yeah,
because of all the meat pies he's eating.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So then so she takes him down there as Wormtail comes up, and then we just see Wormtail's body drop down basically on Toby. He's like, "Oh shit." He realizes something's up. Then we see the beggar lady. She gets killed. And I like at this point, like I said, paused it, was just thinking about the movie, was like, "Oh fuck, that's her," and like it all sort of clicked. Which is, I think, I don't know. I don't know if most people saw Matthew, as he said, did not see it at all coming. But yeah, I think that is a great reveal.
And sad on how quickly and like not a care in the world where he did it in, right? And then he was just about to do the same thing to his daughter, not even realizing it was her.
That's the part where you realize, yeah, this guy's. Why do we like this guy? Like he's about to kill what he thinks is a little boy. It's actually like a 15-year-old girl.
She was 20 at the time, but yes.
In this,
Yes. No, I mean in the actor was 20. In the movie she's 15. You're right.
okay, that's a weird thing that you're making a distinction of. I
Well,
don't
I
know
wanted
why.
to see who was older, her or Jamie Campbell Bower, and he was actually 2 years younger than her.
Yeah, it's funny is he doesn't look like he's aged much, but he does look really fucking young in this. But he also looks young in Stranger Things.
I mean, what, this is 2004 and he's 18?
2007. And then what?
2007 and he's 18, so it's like 16 years later.
Yeah, he does not look, I mean, he looks still pretty fucking young. So then the judge shows up, very, very happy for this death, right? Like it is a satisfying death to then see kind of like a really like fucked up ending, but just like a, I don't know.
But as you were saying, it's probably the most unmechanical one because instead of just slitting his throat, he stabs his jugular, he slits his artery, and then he keeps stabbing. And then somehow he's not even dead. When he falls to the bottom, he grabs.
He'd be so fucking dead.
He'd be so
That part
fucking
makes
dead.
no sense whatsoever.
I guess you needed her to scream for some reason for him to come down there, right?
Yes, that is why. And then the "Sleep Now, My Friend" song is great. Doesn't recognize his daughter, almost kills her. He goes to the boiler room, recognizes his wife. I love pretends to forgive Helena Bonham Carter and then throws her
Right.
alive in the fire.
Takes her off guard, yeah.
Which she's sort of an interesting character in that she it's not really her fault he killed the beggar. Like, because that beggar woman didn't do anything wrong. He's just on a kill frenzy at this point. Like, there was no need to kill her. She hadn't just seen him kill anybody, right? Like, she wasn't like witness to a murder, I don't believe, right? She was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he's like, get the fuck out of here, and slits her throat.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's sort of like completely his fault. She did lie to him. I don't know if she deserved that death she got. Was one of the more horrific ones.
You think? I mean, we literally saw her burn alive.
And then Toby just comes in, motherfucker, and slits his throat, drops it, walks off like, all right, I'm out. I don't know what's going to happen to Toby.
He inherits the family business.
I think he kills Sweeney Todd, and then he's like, oh, fuck. All right, yeah, I guess I'm selling human meat pies now.
Or he closes that shop and works as a barber.
Potential.
He's the new barber of wait, is it called Baker Street?
Fleet Street.
Fleet Street. I was like, no way is his last name the same as the street name, because then that would have been a weird connection.
His name's
Benjamin
Toby.
Baker.
Oh, that's right, Baker. Yeah. Baker Street is Sherlock
Holmes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're in fun fact territory. I guess this film had been in development for 25 years, and in that time, the following were, projected or attached to play Sweeney Todd: William Hurt, Michael Douglas, Harrison Ford, Dustin Hoffman, De Niro, Pacino. Pacino would be great. Dreyfuss, Gene Hackman, Robert Redford. I mean, just every famous person. Jack Nicholson would have been cool.
I want some meat pies.
Tim Curry.
That's my Pacino.
Because she's got a fat ass, and we're going to make pies out of it.
Make a meat pie.
Warren Beatty, yours is bad. Kevin Kline and Warren Beatty. And I guess Toni Collette, Kate Winslet, Bernadette Peters, and Nicole Kidman were rumored to be in line for Mrs. Lovett. Obviously our boy has kind of a thing for Helena Bonham Carter, so Tim Burton.
Aren't they married?
They were romantically together at that time. I guess, yeah, they might be married now. I don't keep track of that. I think they are, you're right. But anyway, she actually had to send in a tape. Stephen Sondheim personally approved all the main characters.
Oh, that's interesting.
He was like, that's the only way I'll do it. And
okay.
So
you can't pick Timothée Chalamet. Who would you cast as Sweeney Todd today?
Sweeney Todd today.
Yeah.
That is tough. Timothée Chalamet. Well, obviously I would do Adam Driver.
Adam Driver would be great. Now I kind of want to ask you what you would have done with Miss Lovett's character.
Scarlett Johansson. We're just running back Marriage Story.
All right, there we go. We got it.
Yeah, we got him.
Can Scarlett sing? I don't think Scarlett can sing.
I actually think she can a little bit. Oh. I think she does sing a little bit. Enough to be, up there with Helena Bonham Carter. Sam Mendes was originally attached to direct with Russell Crowe in the title role.
That's weird to me.
Why do people keep wanting to make Russell Crowe sing?
Russell Crowe could have been the judge.
Yes, he could have.
Also, why did he pick the name Sweeney Todd? He's like, no, Benjamin Baker is dead. You shall call me Todd. Sweeney Todd. I was like, where did he even get that name? Is it like his cellmate in Australia was named that, and he was like, yeah, that's not a bad name.
He just saw it on a packet of crisps.
Also, it took me about 30 minutes watching this movie, and I was like, when is Sydney Sweeney coming into play here? I thought this was a Sydney Sweeney movie. Sydney Sweeney and Tony Todd documentary.
I don't know what you want me to do with
I'm
that
gonna keep
that
going with the joke.
dead fish you just threw into the just fucking killed the vibe. Anyway, Matthew, thanks for finally making me watch this because you fucking complained about it for 300 fucking episodes.
Did you like it, David?
I did. I did like it. Could have, I don't know, the music could have been incorporated a little better, but I did like it. That twist is fucking crazy. And I do agree with his point of like, you could watch this movie from each person's point of view, right? Like Vecna's, Toby's, obviously Depp and
Well,
Helena
even the
Bonham
daughter.
Carter.
Even the daughter, right?
Yeah, maybe not from the judge, right?
Maybe not
'Cause
from the judge.
he just wants to fuck a 15-year-old. So
Also, I'm glad I rewatched this movie. I definitely it's higher in my mind now than it was previously. I still it's not my favorite. It's not my cup of tea, so I don't like it because of that. But it is definitely I have found more of an appreciation for it. Is where I'll land on it. So, thanks again for listening to another episode of I Finally Watched. I'm Milan.
this is David, and I finally watched Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.